Still on a high from winning her fight, Clarissa's doing more interviews. Open mic. Let's talk about it. They 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 talk about it. Welcome back to She Could Talk to Podcast. I'm your host, Gangalee. Hey, and that's GAMGALEE on all streaming platforms. If you want to check out my music, look for the red glasses, look for the locks. You tell me if I can rock, okay? Okay. But over here on YouTube, on She Could Talk to Podcast, this is where I react to everything. I react to news, sports, crimes, musicians, politicians, YouTubers, TikTokers. If they're talking about it, I'm talking about it, okay? Okay, so as you can see, we are still in the world of Clarenzo, aka the world of Claphoos, but really Clarenzo, because Claressa has been doing interviews nonstop. So another one has dropped, and probably by the time I'm recording this, she's probably gonna be doing another one, because there's no telling what's going on over there in the world of Claphoos. But yeah, she dropped another interview, this time with TMZ Sports with Open Mic. I don't know if the host's name is Mike. But yeah, I think it is, which is like the spin on the name Open Mic, right? So it's like an open forum for them to talk, and it's TMZ Sports, so they're talking sports. Okay, keyword, TMZ Sports. So nonetheless, a couple of things had my spidey senses tingling. If you want to, definitely I encourage you, if you haven't, go check out the full interview. It's probably about 25, 30 minutes. I, did not I'm not going to go through the whole interview here. And you know how I do talkers. I love you. This is going to be a more so listening thing because YouTube, I love you. Okay, so we're going to be listening to what's being said more so than watching, right? And then we're going to kind of break it down, and whatever has our spidey senses tingling, of course, we'll jump in. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Really what I'm going to do though is I'm going to start out right here to point, which immediately had my spidey senses tingling, and I said, you know what, that's what I'm going to start out my reaction to, is where she starts to tell him, or he mentions to her, the host Mike mentions to Claressa, he noticed something about the picture, or her taking a picture with Mayweather, Crawford, and Stevenson, right? And it's like I guess the greatest of all time legends. I don't know, but he's going to get into it, and then we'll circle back on it, because I feel like this is another yet perfect example of her attempts at destiny swapping. So let's get into it, guys, really quickly. Or at least at the very minimum, energy siphoning.
Or that picture you took was awesome. Yes. You have a lot of wins and no losses in that photo.
So have you ever seen the pictures with like Terrence, Andre Ward, and Shakur?
Yeah.
And I always see that picture, and I just was like, man, I need me a picture like that. So I think I saw Andre Ward, Shakur, Floyd, and I think Terrence in the picture. And I was like, I want that exact same picture. So knowing I had Floyd, so I had told Terrence in my weigh-in, I said, yo, tomorrow, wear your Sunday's best, because I'm asking you and Floyd for a picture together. I love it. So while I actually have a picture where it's just us three. Okay. But then I'm looking across the room, and I see Baby Money Shakur. So I'm like,
so you went and grabbed him?
Yeah, I'm like, Shakur, come up here. So he jumped, so he was in our picture too, but it was like so much black excellence, undefeated. To me, before Terrence retired, he was pound for pound number one. Yeah. And Shakur is right there under him. Yeah. And then on the women's side, I'm number one. Yep. And then Floyd, that's a picture I'm going to frame. I remember that moment. Yeah. It's a video like when I had them next to each other, and all of us, I was just like, oh my God.
Right, this is happening.
And Terrence bust out laughing at me.
I'm gonna pause right there really quickly, because you heard what she said. She said, do you remember the picture where I believe she said it was Mayweather, Andre Ward, Bud Crawford, and someone else in the picture? And she saw that picture, and she said she wants to have one of her own pictures like that, basically with the same people, right? So I guess she X'd out Andre Ward, I guess, and put herself in the picture with Mayweather and Bud Crawford, and then she added Shakur Stevenson. So yet again, now is one thing to say I'm inspired, by these people. Is another thing to say I want to recreate the picture with me in there with these people to let them know that I'm a part of the clique. right? And I feel like this is the opening running trend that we're seeing of wanting to belong, right? And I think wanting to belong can sometimes be the biggest curse for anyone that wants to belong, you know? Sometimes it's best not to belong. I hope I'm making some sense there, right? But this is a perfect example. We see it with the music, right? She's trying to, get her way in. She's being accused of buying streams, right? She's being accused of pay for play. First of all, we know allegedly, right? We'll say allegedly, that a lot of these interviews and opportunities to get interviews and get even on platforms to do freestyles and perform, you have to pay. All right. Some people are like, oh, no, no, you don't. No, you don't. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I really just literally saw a couple of days ago Melanie Fiona. If you don't know who she is, look her up. She's a singer. Beautiful singer. Beautiful voice, a lot of hits, right? She said, don't get it twisted. When you see your celebrities, favorite or not, right? Celebrities in places, in a lot of places, don't get it twisted. They're paying to be there. There's no one out there wanting to, you know what I'm saying? Like invite, like, oh, you're so special enough. We want to invite you here. Am I making any sense? So a lot of places is pay for play. A lot of views from Claressa allegedly I seen it with the documentary, right? And then it's like she put it up one day. Layla's documentary was the numbers were actual, factual, and thriving. You could just see it. It was just going. Like, and then you're seeing the fire spread to other platforms, and other people are talking about it. So you see where it's actually real, right? But then Claressa came through and dropped hers. Now it got numbers because we was looking for the response. But then when it started going, like after we all saw the response, and was like, oh my God, this is funny, this is crazy. We reacted to it, moved on. Then the numbers have started going crazy up until 1 million, and then it capped out at 1 million. Yeah, remember that? So that's their lucky number, 1 million, right? Because then Bars on Wheels dropped. Next, that hit 1 million. Now, I'm gonna say like this. Now, some people might say, well, you can't even really compare Drake to this or whatever, but I'm gonna try, right? Drake dropped his albums to no fanfare, right? He did his YouTube. He used YouTube, believe it or not, guys, right? And went live, streamed his videos, gave you hints that the album was dropping. That's it. He didn't stream that video on Instagram. He didn't stream it on, Kick or Twitch or TikTok. He just streamed it on YouTube. But I was watching that video in live, all the installments. But that last one where they showed you, when the albums were going to drop, how many albums it was, I was up watching that. And the live was crazy. Everybody was in there. Everybody and their granny and mammy was in there, right? The next morning you wake up, when the albums drop, I'm in Florida, okay? I get in my car, I'm hearing Drake on every station. Then I turn on my, you connect the car, the Android carport, you know what I'm talking about, in the car, whatever. And that brings up my other radio stations, right? So now I'm listening to 105.1. I'm listening to New York stations. I'm listening to Cali station. All stations were playing some form of Drake off of one or the 3 albums. Everyone was talking about it. You go to Instagram, you're seeing people showing their reactions to watching the live. You're seeing people doing dances. It was everywhere. Okay, so you can see where the numbers are in real time, but they'll like to say that something like that isn't real, that's bought and paid for. But you've seen the reaction from the people in real time. Even to this day right now, that fanfare may have died down because I think it was the excitement of it all and being interactive, the ice blocks and all that stuff made it fun, and it was kind of a new touch for the new era of like streaming and stuff like that, right? So, it was very interactive. And if you didn't understand that, then it kind of was missed, I guess, right? But nonetheless, all of that goes down. It's August, about to be September, if you will, right? And I could still get in my car, still turn on any radio station, and still hear Drake. Maybe not, the hype and the fanfare may not be there, but it's in rotation because it's a good piece of work, and at least 1 or 2 of the songs, right? The radio likes it and they're playing it. I hope I'm making sense. Now, Papoose dropped his album in November, Bars on Wheels. And this is not me trying to throw no shade. This is me talking from a musician point of view / consumer's point of view / reaction podcast point of view. So he dropped it in November, right? I haven't heard Bars on Wheels on the radio. And like I told you right before this, I listen to not only my local radio here when I'm in my car, etc., but I'll flip it and throw on, iHeartRadio, and I'll listen to The Breakfast Club, or I'll go over to the West Coast, or I'll go, I'll switch it out. I listen to Chicago radio. I love music, so I'll switch it out. And just like they ain't playing nothing, let me see hear what they're playing over here, you know? So I'm a person that will listen to a variety of things. I have not heard it. Now let's hone in on just New York radio, if you will. Hone in on New York radio. Outside of possibly when he went and did his interview, and maybe that was probably privy to just local terrestrial radio. Like if he's in the studio, he's doing the interview in real time, and then they play a couple of songs. Like, oh, we're gonna drop a couple of songs from Bars on Wheels. Outside of that, I don't know if the radio station has put any of his songs in rotation. You see what I'm saying? And that's going to be a big help, regardless of whatever people say about radio or not. Radio is going to help catapult anything. Until is not here no more, right? Radio is going to definitely still catapult, the message, the word, the song, the vibe to the people, right? So I didn't hear it anywhere, but it hit 1 million views. I didn't see TikTok dances on it. I mean, I've seen, content creators reacting to it, like us. I haven't, and I watch reaction channels that are hip hop only, music only. I haven't seen reactions to it. I haven't seen them start coming into the conversation until 50 Cent and Papoose and Claressa, to be honest. Right? That side of the house. However, 1 million views. And then it caps out at 1 million views. Okay, so we're not done there. So then now we have Khadijah, her song. I don't even know which song it was. But, some people like give it benefit of the doubt. Like, well, Khadijah's in, her music is big in Africa, overseas, so she might have hit 1 million. Okay, but it caps out at 1 million views. Allegedly, guys, allegedly. Because the whole thing is like they like, we hit 1 million. And they hit 1 million. So, not saying that you can't hit 1 million quickly, but outside being a big name or a big, like a Cardi B or a Drake, someone that has like a pop culture effect to them, is not really likely that you're just gonna off the rip. And then if you do, you're gonna see it, because you're gonna start seeing this song, hearing this song everywhere. I'm gonna give you another perfect example. Quiet on the Creek. As much as I think Quiet on the Creek is a controversial song, and I wanted to react to it, but I was like, I don't want to give it no more energy, because I do believe in energy. You know what I'm saying? As much as I feel like it's a controversial song, I didn't hear the song on the radio first. My headphone is messing with me, like getting all... Okay, this might be it. All right, sorry guys. But I saw people dancing to it first. I saw the football players. I saw a couple of, influencers. You go on TikTok, everybody's Quiet on the Creek. Right? So you saw that first. Well, I did anyway. And then I started to realize, oh, that's the Saucy Santana. Oh, okay. You see what I'm saying? But if, and I haven't checked Saucy, and I'm just curious to see. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious to see how many views that song has, like on YouTube, for example, because that's a song that was virtually everywhere all summer, right? People dancing to it, the kids, everything. Let me see. My computer be acting sensitive sometimes. She's like, Quiet on the Creek, what we doing? Let me see. Okay. So he dropped the official music video 1 month ago and is at 4.6 million views, which, congratulations to Saucy Santana. But that also makes sense, right? Because I've seen it everywhere. And I'm not saying that, I didn't see Bars on Wheels, because I did, but I'm also kind of in this world of reacting to Claressa. So anything adjacent or Claressa adjacent I'm going to see it. And right now, Claressa and Papoose are tethered. both to Remy, I might add, but tethered nonetheless. So I'm gonna see Bars on Wheels, right? And I'm gonna react to it. And I actually gave a fair reaction, guys. If you go back and look at my reaction to Bars on Wheels, Claressa actually showed me love on the reaction because I did not hate on it, and it wasn't like a clout chase or anything. I led from a music point of view, and I liked the production on it, right? The production, I always said, I think Sean 2 Miles is probably the national treasure over there at Win Records as far as music goes. That's my opinion, guys, my opinion, because I have a good ear. However, I digress about everything else, right? But nonetheless, and I can't lie, I think Khadijah has a good sound with the Afro beats. When she does that Afro beat, she really gets into her bag, and I do like that. I'm not gonna lie. Right? It's just me being honest as a musician. I'm not gonna hate anyone because I don't care for what they're doing, type of thing, right? I could still be fair. So even back then, when I still was disagreeing with this whole shenanigan of a relationship that Papoose was leading Claressa on with, allegedly, I still listened to Bars on Wheels fairly with an open ear. And at that time, that was a reality check for me. And shortly after that, you guys, it's documented. That's why Papoose, I think, blocked me also. But I started to really, first I started with the music and really honestly listened. And I was like, wait a minute. It's the same cadence from 1996. And that's another reason why I take the music out. YouTube, I love you. But in addition to that, I let the lyrics stay in there or the vocals stay in there so you can hear that cadence. Because I'm not being sarcastic about it. We have the receipts. But to get back to Claressa really quickly, I kind of went off to the left with the music. But everything that she wants to involve herself in is not like an inspiration. Like I'm inspired to take a girl. So for example, you saw the guys took a picture, right? And this is where the destiny swapping or the energy siphoning comes into play, if you will. You've seen all these legends and all these high ranking, high profile boxers that work their way up to their respective level in life, and they all got together and took a really solid historical picture. And you saw that picture was inspired by it. Why wouldn't your next move be like, I'm so inspired, I want us women to take a picture like that, like all the greats, of the women's side, and I want us all to link up and we take a picture like that. Me, Amanda, Alicia Baumgartner, Deja Green, whoever, right? We link up, Franchon Cruz, and we take a picture, and we are the Mayweather, the Crawfords, the this of the female side. Am I making sense? I think that would have been more powerful, and that would not have looked to me like a destiny swap or energy siphoning, right? Because it's like you saw that picture, and you honed in on that to the point that you said, I am going to be in this picture. And I don't know, I can't really explain it, but it's cringing when you see people like that. It's like, it's almost like, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's almost like, weirdly enough, where you're forced to entertain someone that you don't want to entertain, right? Maybe your mom is like, her friend's, daughter's coming over, and you really don't like her, right? Because she's corny, but your kids, you're 12, and you're like into different things. Like maybe I'm into hip hop and she's into, Guns N' Roses. Like, what are you doing? Like, as kids, it's just like, that wasn't your cup of tea, but your mom was like, hey, be nice to her, they're coming over. And you're like, ugh. And then she comes in all happy, like, hey, and, just thinking they're cooler than you. And you're like, yo, I was forced to be nice to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop acting like you're cooler than you. I can't really explain it, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. That'd be the vibe I'd be getting when I see some of like Claressa's interaction with celebrities. But let's continue, because speaking of interactions with celebrity, my girl thinks she's an A-list celebrity, and we're going to get into that. I'm not going to ramble a little bit, but you guys stick with me.
You like, bro, chill out.
Right.
I'm like,
you got a movie about you? Come on. You're a big star. That is really cool, man. I remember seeing that, like, wow, that's a picture right there.
Not for real.
You're 19-0. You're still young. Wait, 31.
31.
What do you? I mean, you could retire right now, and you're an all-time great. What's the future look like? What do you want to do? Like, what's the plan, Claressa?
It's so many different things.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm dropping albums. Good Life out on all platforms.
Wow.
Run Your Mouth out on all platforms. And my rap name is Claressa Shields. Okay. So it's really easy to find.
There you go.
You put in Claressa Shields, and my songs pop up. The first 5 songs I got.
Are you with Pap? Is Pap on any?
So
Can you get a?
So I
know somebody?
So I have a project.
Okay.
And Papoose is on a song.
Nice.
Yes, and I actually did. I did a song about Papoose where I was singing called "Faithful."
Okay.
Like I'm a rapper.
Yeah.
But
I'm a rapper.
For my birthday, I dropped "Faithful" because I wanted to do something for Pap on my birthday. So
that's awesome.
I dropped that song. But we're gonna actually have like a song together where I'm rapping and he's rapping, and it's gonna be pretty dope. But
That's
it's
awesome.
for my project. I have 9 songs I'm gonna release. I've already released 3 of them.
Okay.
I did the video for Good Life. I dropped Good Life, Run Your Mouth, Killer, and then I have a few more songs to drop. I got and I got some hard stuff coming out. Like I've been in the studio, and when you have a man like Papoose who's a lyricist, a lyrical genius, listen,
lyrical miracles on the Terror Miracles.
You know, he gives you some like
coach
you up, yeah.
That's like it's going to the boxing gym. I'd be like,
right, exactly. You would do the
hold
same
on
thing
now,
to him, I'm sure.
You kind of drew back with that hook, buddy. You opened yourself up,
Right.
like.
Now I'm gonna say like this. Yawn. But anyway, a year ago, maybe a good solid year and a half ago, I would have given her benefit of the doubt if this was the interview I seen. You know, like, okay, yeah, Papoose was working. Well, I could see that. I thought that it was cute, her little freestyle she did. That might work. Let's see. I would have given her a little benefit of the doubt. But, and I'm just asking you because my spidey senses are tingling. Do you feel like she is also, her goal is to overtake Papoose? Because my energy that I'm feeling right now is that she feels that she's a better rapper than Papoose, which sad enough to say is I think they're kind of on par with each other, but I'm just saying she has successfully tore away his rap facade. I mean, he did his part to tear it away too. But she successfully tore away the facade that Remy helped build up for us to believe that he was a dope rapper. And now all she's promoting is her music. And no one is peeping this. No one's peeping this. Okay, yes, he performed in Canada on Saturday at the free reggae concert. But it's all about her music now. It's all about pushing her music on platforms. And I feel like she's in that direct competition with Papoose now, because it's like, oh, so you're really not respected like I thought you were, or like you were telling me you were. You told me you used to write Remy stuff. And I still feel like Papoose is helping her with the music, but she's not respecting his music. That's the energy I'm feeling. But let's continue.
Close it up.
Right.
You know, so that's how it is in the studio
love that.
too. It's a lot of pressure. But besides that, I want to fight one more time in between the end of the year or first quarter of next year.
Okay.
You know, whoever wants to smoke. I heard that Michaela Mayer's been barking up my tree. She fights at 154. She's a 3-time division world champion. Lauren Price is an Olympic champion from the UK.
Yep.
She already told me she'll come from 147 to 160 and fight me. But since my knockout, it's been a little quiet from Lauren. So I don't.
Oh, you think she saw her
I think
rethinking?
all these girls.
I think it was all BS. He's talking about the Lauren Price from England. Remember, guys, I even reacted to it, you know, when she went to the UK for the fight for Caroline Dubois, to support Caroline Dubois. And then she also linked up and did a face-off with Lauren Price, which to me, I was like, this is very unevenly matched, because Lauren's a small girl. And she's talking about she'll go up to 160 to fight Claressa. First of all, Lauren was bloody in the ring then, right? Or for like 4th fight or something. I don't know. And she gets to the ring with Claressa Shields. And I think it was just hype, like, oh my God, she did a face-off with Claressa Shields for them, you know, for her team, because she's like a up-and-coming boxer. But they know not to take that fight because it's stupid. And then on top of it, I'm pretty sure since then, because she was back in like, what, March, April, when she went out to England. So Lauren Price and her team had all this time to watch the shenanigans play out with Claressa all the way up until the K. Scott fight. So no, I think as a smaller girl in stature and body, and just no, why would you take that fight? Fight someone that could really fight you. I don't know. But she's trying to say like, oh, she's not talking now. I think it was all a facade. You just use her as a front, like you would consider in fighting her, but your ultimate goal was to go out there to see Caroline Dubois fight and basically infiltrate MVP promotions. Because remember, guys, she went to England, all the way to England, to be up in MVP promotions for Caroline's fight. She was in the ring, and then she got on their mic and said, "Oh yeah, I want to do a fight where me and Shadeja fight, and Alicia Bumgardner fights Caroline on my undercard." How are you trying to go over to MVP and control their stuff? That didn't work, right? So then she went to another MVP event. I can't think right now, so you guys keep me honest in the chat. And then she went to the third MVP event when she went to the fight for Ronda Rousey, and that's where she smacked Alicia Bumgardner. You see what I'm saying? So you've been at every possible MVP event that you could go to, only to just not have signed to them, but just stalking them. But anyway, let's continue.
It's like, oh, Claressa ain't no knockout artist. Claressa can't hurt nobody. She's not nobody out. But it's like, I hurt everybody. I beat them all unanimously. And now I have figured out how to knock you girls out in 2 minutes.
Right.
So
6 rounds.
I think that she saw my improvements and seen how fast and sharp and strong I was.
You know how she figured it out? Loaded quote. Remember that, guys? Loaded quote. Remember that. Go back a couple of my episodes.
And now she's rethinking coming from 147 to 160.
Right.
But even if she is, I still have an option to fight against Michaela Mayer, which I think is a good fight.
Yeah.
I think it's a good fight. But I don't think these girls know how great I really am.
Right.
Like, Michaela's my Olympic sister. She's the reason I got this tattoo.
Right. Okay, so you have respect for her, you like her,
but it's like when it comes to my legacy, all these girls must bow down and they gotta go. So she's gonna get clipped.
What do you want your legacy to be? Like when people 30 years from now, 50 years, Claressa, talk about you, what do you want them? What do they say? What do you want them to say?
I want them to say, listen, she was the best.
Yeah.
She was the greatest one of all time. Like, she went up, she went down, she went back up, she went down again. There were new champions, there was new blood, she was older.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like not the youngest girl anymore. It's like it got some girls who are kind of younger than me who are looking to fight me.
Yeah.
And it's like I want people to remember that I fought everybody and I beat them.
Right. Didn't duck anybody.
Like
took
this
all the
smoke
challenges.
is for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel greatest woman of all time? How about just in the conversation for greatest of all time, period, man or woman?
Shakur told me take the W out my name. Terrence to take the W out. Everybody wants to take the W out. And they can't.
See, and I just let that play for a little bit there, because does the questions, and I'm not saying, shout out to Mike, but the question seems practiced, right? She's answering very smoothly, very well. Now, we know she gives the same talking points every time, but very smooth. Now she's going for the GOAT title. But let's hear what she says.
Consider me that. Like, I consider myself a GOAT too.
Yeah.
But for me personally, like, Muhammad Ali did so much for my life.
Yeah.
And he inspired me, and he yelled, "I'm the greatest of all time," which inspired me to say I'm the greatest woman of all time.
But you don't have no respect for his daughter Layla. That's crazy.
And to accept my calling. So I always hold him first. We do these pound lists and the best fighters in the world. For me, it'll always be Muhammad Ali, and then right under Muhammad Ali, Claressa Shields.
Okay.
So I take second place to him and him only.
Right. Again, it's like he's almost bigger than just an athlete, obviously.
He was
means so much more
an
to
activist.
people.
He was a poet.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a motivator. He was a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
A tap dancer, whatever you want to. I mean, Muhammad Ali was everything. Yeah.
How about I'm out at a
crazy.
restaurant on Saturday night and I see Cyborg, and then I'm watching, and then after I hear her call you out. You have any interest in things like that? I mean, it would be a big fight. I would think it would be a big money fight. Are you into any of that, or are you like, nah?
No money.
You don't think so? No.
What?
I just thought because she's got a pretty big name that
I mean, she
that you
make a
could
tweet
promote
and
that.
she get 3 likes.
Yeah.
So I feel like the.
Let's analyze what she equates money to. He said, I watched the Cyborg fight because Chris Cyborg fought in Tampa, this last weekend, right? It was I believe it was her final MMA fight. And she's, now going into boxing, like full time. So she did her fight. At the end of the fight, she basically said she wants to fight Claressa Shields. So she said it again, right? So he said he was surprised. He was at the restaurant watching the fight. And then at the end, when she called her out, he was like, wow, that would be a good fight. I think it'd be good because she has a big name. She said, Cyborg doesn't have any money. She puts out a tweet. She only get 3 likes. So she basically equates your engagement online to how much money you have. And I literally seen some of the richest people in real life don't even have like 10 followers. Real talk. So that's interesting.
Stardom that she had with the UFC has died down so much.
Okay.
You know, and she's with the PFL now, and it's no shock, and it's no shade to them because I fought for the PFL. I had 3 great fights over there.
Yeah, which I give you so much respect for that because you don't see boxers going that way. The other way, sure.
And you're not going to see it.
No.
What? That was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life was going to MMA.
Yeah.
And it's so funny you mentioned MMA because Pap, when we got together and we were in an official relationship, he said, listen, you can box for as long as you want to box and do whatever you
When we got together, it was an official relationship. What does this have to do with TMZ Sports?
want to do, but I just need, he said, I want to just tell you to stop doing one thing and you have to say yes. And I was like, what the hell is he about to
What's it gonna
What
be?
is it?
Yeah.
He was like, no more MMA. I was like, sure.
Right.
All right. Only for you.
I don't like wrestling anyway.
Hate it anyways. But I was getting pretty good at it, you know what I'm saying? But it's a really hard sport, so you're not going to see that much. But as far as then Chris, she turned down $2 million already back when a guy from Saudi had $3 million for her.
Wow.
Well, $3 million for me and $2 million for her, and we could have fought at 154. She turned it down. And that's back when we were cool.
Right.
Now she got all this, oh, she don't like me.
Right.
I think she don't like me because I whooped her ass in sparring. That's what happened. She got like this edited clip that she begged me to let her and her team put together.
Right.
But I had every round when we sparred. And I know for a fact.
So where's the unedited clip, Claressa? You ever noticed that, like, when the guy knocked her down, the gloves was he didn't have the pad in his gloves. They have video of her online sparring with Chris Cyborg, and they're saying based on that video, it looks like it would potentially be a good fight. You know, like she was giving Claressa a run for her money. And Claressa says that clip is now edited. There's always an excuse, but let's continue.
She was a deer in headlights. I beat
You beat her? Yeah.
Yes, it was easy work.
Really? You felt like she couldn't, like, you know what it's like to fight a boxer.
I had to take it easy on her.
Really?
After the second round, it was like, bro, we supposed to go 6 rounds. We only went 4.
Wow.
Because she could not go 6.
Wow.
I was putting it on her, but my thing was, you flew me out here to help train with you and help you with whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm out here to show you some stuff. And then she was like, well, you know, we gotta spar. She was asking me like, do you want to spar? Do you want to spar? I don't want to. I was like, girl, I spar all the time. Like, you want to work?
Right. Like,
And she was like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So we got in there. I had on my Jordans. I didn't have a mouthpiece.
Wow.
I wore somebody else's headgear.
And still beat her up?
And I pieced her up easy.
Wow.
And after that, and I told her every mistake she made once the 4 rounds was over. She was so humble. Her boyfriend, Ray, was like, Claressa, I just want to tell you, it feels so good to see Chris Cyborg get humbled. And I would have slapped the shit out of my boyfriend if he ever said it to somebody.
Right, that's coming from her boyfriend.
And I was like, what do you mean? He was like,
I really wish I would have captured some of his expressions, because just like with Cam Newton and virtually everyone that interviews Claressa, they just let her talk. They're like, this girl's so full of cap. Let's let her talk. And they already know that she's going to, get offensive if you challenge her, and then it's going to go a different way. Right? So they're just like, we're going to keep it professional and just let her talk. But you see how he's just sitting there? He's really just letting her talk. He'll ask her a question, and then she'll ramble on. Let's continue.
Watch Chris beat up guys and girls.
Wow.
I've never seen anybody do her how you did her. And I just was like, I kind of took off the gas a little bit,
Really?
to
Like,
be
I
honest,
went easy
because
on
she's
her.
my friend.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But we took pictures and everything, and she was like, yo, when you go to MMA, I want to help you train.
Okay.
And when I start doing boxing, can you help me
Right.
train? And I told her yes, but that's the only time we ever sparred, ever worked, because she ain't like how she got dealt with.
Right.
Because she don't have hands. You saw her last fight?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what round that was, second round, but I'm like, this girl in here.
I want you to, and I'm going to rewind this part in particular, because I want you to pay attention to something. Listen to what she says right here. It's going to be very important to what I say next.
Sparred, ever worked, because she ain't like how she got dealt with.
Right.
Because
right.
she don't have hands. You saw her last fight?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what round that was, second round, but I'm like, this girl in here is piece of her
Right.
ass
Right.
up. She grabbed her. That's what you better do. You better use that jujitsu.
She must have been surprised then when you heard her say what she said at the end. Like, what?
One, I didn't even watch it.
Right.
I haven't seen the clip.
So she says, did you, let's go back again, because she just talks and talks and talks that she doesn't even realize that she be contradicting herself. The guy listened to her. The guy listened to her uninterrupted, just like we just did. And she says, "Oh, did you watch her last fight? The girl was piecing her up in the ring. I don't know what round it was, but she was piecing her up. And then she started using her jiu-jitsu. And I said, that's what you need to do, is use your jiu-jitsu." So he was like, "So you must have been really surprised at the end when she said she want to fight you." And she goes, "Oh, I didn't even watch the fight." I'm going to go back so I can hear that. Because I know I'm not going crazy.
She ain't like how she got dealt with.
Right.
Because she don't have hands. You saw her last fight?
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen.
I don't know what round that was, second round, but I'm like, this girl in here is piece of her ass
Right.
up. She grabbed her. That's what you better do. You better use that jiu-jitsu.
She must have been surprised then when you heard her say what she said at the end. Like, what?
One, I didn't even watch it.
Right.
I haven't seen the clip, but it's like right now, Claressa Shields' name is the algorithm. If you say my name and people like the video, they just share it everywhere like, oh, she said Claressa Shields' name. If you go on YouTube, all these bloggers, podcasts, people making up rumors every day. I done been pregnant 4 times in the last 2 years. Man, it's so many.
I'm telling you, she likes to spin the narrative. Okay, because I've never heard anyone say she's pregnant. We reported on her wanting to be pregnant. We reported on her AI videos. I said the AI videos came from inside the house. But no one has said you were pregnant. No one has said that. Just like no one said you were banned from boxing. And it wasn't until your fight weigh-in when you finally admitted that you were banned from MVP. You see what I'm saying? So she's always trying to control and spin the narrative. But let's continue.
Talking about you.
It's just rumors, but it's like with her, she don't have any people paying attention to her, and it's like everything I post is getting millions of views, shares. I'm making thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on social media every week.
That's a good thing.
She wants that.
Right.
So it's like, do she really want to fight? Of course, but how's she offering me $2 million and she don't make $2 million?
Right. Yeah.
That don't even make sense.
Yeah.
It's like, and just to be fair, I make more than $2 million to fight.
Right.
I have a deal with Win Records, which is $8 million minimum.
Right.
My last fight, I made a lot of money. I don't just make money off of my purse. All $17,000.
Listen how she has to always explain it. $8,000 minimum. Remember before she used to break it down and say it was going to be $2 million a fight. Then she said she got a $3 million upfront bonus, and then the rest of it's going to be divvied out in her fights. This number changes every time. Every time. But her lights were cut off. And shout out to my talkers out there. Someone clarified it for me because I asked you and I rely on you all and I appreciate you all. Someone said, yeah, in Georgia, resident here, is 45 days. 45 days of non-payment. Then they send you a disconnection notice 5 days before they actually disconnect it. So even if you lost your debit card at any point in time there, you had to at least get to a 45-day marker plus some before they cut you off, which makes sense to me. That's kind of how I understood it always to be everywhere. But I don't know. That was random to the left. But speaking of rich people talk, let's get back to Claressa, her $8 million.
Fans there, I got my money off of that. The concessions.
Good, as you should.
The merch.
She's explaining all this money she's getting.
Sponsors.
That's incredible.
I'm a part of the whole
He don't even sound like he believes.
Just like a fighter who gets paid a purse.
Right, and that's it.
Yeah.
That feels like a Floyd model, honestly, speaking of.
You know who I learned
Floyd.
it from?
Yeah, there it is. All right, so we set her aside. The Layla thing, do you feel like that's not happening? I know you came up with the money too.
Yes, that is.
I remember that.
When Records had the money, that's dead. I wish her happy retirement. Leave the young lion, Claressa Shields, alone, because I will smoke anybody, and I think everybody knows.
She's so full of shit because Layla never wanted to fight you. Layla never had any smoke with you. But I'm happy that you, whatever. Honestly, I'm kind of feeling like this is the energy I feel from Layla right now. Claressa, whatever lets you get through the day and night, girl, just leave me out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even care anymore. But it's crazy how even to the end, like we've seen all the footage, all the receipts. She provoked this woman into doing a 2-part documentary and some follow-up videos. And she's still, in her mind, is the victim and Layla's the villain. This is crazy.
Knows that now?
Yeah.
But it's like, really? Hey, she was great in her time.
Yeah.
I'm the greatest in my time.
Right.
That's it. I learned that
so
from Terrence.
Oh, she
Yeah,
got that from
that's a good way
Terrence.
to look at it.
Now, I remember Terrence was on the show with Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder on their podcast. And he said, hey, you know, what do you feel about Claressa? She's the best. Why she want to fight Layla, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I told her and I'll tell y'all. And that's why I like Bud Crawford. Shout out to Bud Crawford. He was like, yo, you can't disrespect Layla. She was great in her time. Claressa is great in her time. And he didn't take nothing away from Claressa. He loves Claressa. He thinks Claressa is the best. And he rocks with Claressa. But he didn't like that disrespect. Because also, guess what? Bud Crawford is retired, right? And now you're in a point where people could possibly be like, F Bud Crawford. I want to fight him. I want to pull him out of retirement and fight him. You know, some young whippersnapper out there, right? Instead of letting, you know, the greats be great, let them retire and you respect them and be inspired by them instead of that, right? So I feel like she saw that interview and she hit Bud up like, yo, man, what you talking about? And he broke it down to her again. And then she was like, okay, because you notice how she said, Bud taught me that. Listen.
Hey, she was great in her time.
Yeah.
I'm the greatest in my time.
Right.
That's it. I learned that from Terrence.
Yeah,
Terrence Crawford
it's a
said
good way to look at it.
Floyd was great in his time,
Yeah.
and I'm great in my time. So I'm going to say about her, she was great in her time.
He actually said it
and
about
I'm the
you,
greatest in his
Claressa,
time.
on that
Right, now it's your
podcast.
time.
I
And leave
remember.
it at-
Claressa, about the biopic, real quick. It
Yes,
was so
the fire
cool, man.
inside, yes.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, nobody gets that. For you to have that, and for your story to be told, and for so many people,
get it,
was so
but
cool.
people get a biopic, but it's when they're retired.
Right.
And they're older. Like, to get a biopic and
Yeah.
I'm still active in my career and still
Yeah.
fighting and pound number one.
Industry
Listen,
plant.
I was like, this was just, it was actually too much. December 25th, Christmas Day, 2024, my movie came out in theaters all over the world. And The Fire Inside stayed in theaters for 3 months.
Yeah.
They told me 1 month.
Wow.
Then all of a
And it
sudden
went
they're
for
like,
3.
oh, we're going to add another month. We add another month. And it was in theaters for 3 months.
Wow.
And I just was like, this is so cool. And I have to say, Ryan Destiny played
Yeah.
me to the
Oh.
T. I was crying tears. They
Wow,
flew
was that
me
good?
here. They flew me here
Yeah.
to LA, and I was able to watch the movie just up in a theater here. I don't know what theater it was, but it was like big, and it was just.
Who is they? Because I feel like that they is the machine that created Claressa. The more I watch Claressa, that's her real name, Claressa. But the more I watch Claressa, I feel like it's a machine behind her, an industry plant. I don't know why. Because you know, when you hear industry plants, you think of like music, right? You go, oh, they're industry plant. But industry plants could be planted in any part of any industry.
Me. And they were like, we're going to let you see a movie for the first time. So I sat down and I'm watching it, and I'm just in awe the whole hour and 35 minutes. I'm like, by the 10 minutes of the movie, I'm crying.
Really?
30 minutes, crying some more. At the end,
You're crying
again. Then they showed the real me at the end, which I
Yeah.
told them, don't play with me.
Oh, right.
Put me at the end. Make sure
Right,
they know.
and they did.
The girl was the first one to make $1 million.
Yeah.
You know, I beat Savannah Marshall. I got my revenge. Yeah. You know, in the pros, undisputed champion, fought in front of 20,000. Like, make sure
Yeah.
they know that the girl is still here and she's still kicking ass.
Right.
And when I seen it at the end, I was like,
You were just
I was a hot
a mess.
mess. But
That's so. I can't imagine what that would even feel like watching your life.
no, it is very overwhelming. And I just was like, every time I watch it, I just be like, I be having to get up on certain parts. I said, I just can't watch this part. But to see everything I went through as like a kid and a teenager, and to see where I am now, it was so many times where I just wanted to quit and give up and quit boxing and go and work at McDonald's and find me a
Wow.
job. And I just was like, God just kept.
She lying, because you already told Ricky Smiley that you would be a baby mother with food stamps in Section 8 if you were in boxing.
He just kept me going. You
Yeah.
know, he kept motivating me. He kept speaking to me and saying, hey, this is your calling. Don't get
Right.
distracted. And now to see where I am now, making millions of dollars, got all my cars and,
Right.
you know, got my glam and got the jewelry. I'm just like, man, God was not playing when he said he would make your enemies your footstool. Like, he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Like, they be watching me eat them up in every way possible. And I just feel like God already told, he'd be like, just focus. And every time I get ready to sell out an arena, people start doing weird stuff, like trying to distract me.
Right.
And this is another thing. Do you notice how her demeanor is different depending on like the race of the host? I'm just gonna be blunt. If it's a black host or someone that she feels is, you know, maybe beneath her, I don't know, because I'm telling you, a lot of people say that we don't like Claressa because she's dark skinned. I'm dark skinned. I'm nappy. I'm all of the above. And by Clarissa's standards, she'll tell you that I'm ugly, I'm nappy, I'm this, I'm that, all types of stuff. All types of stuff. She'll project on me. However, and that's okay because I don't care about stuff like that. However, they'll say that we're the ones that hate on Claressa because of her phenotype, being dark skinned, etc., whatever. But she does not like black people. Okay, and especially if you're good looking if she could be intimidated by you in any way, because it is not just necessarily a phenotype, like your look can intimidate her. That can too, but your charisma, your personality, anything about you that makes you can be intimidating to her because she's a shell of a person. She's a person there, but with nothing else. And hear me out. I know you're gonna be like, oh, what that's mean, that's messed up to say. Like, for example, everyone has their own inner voice and everyone has their own, like, hey, this is me. This is what I want to do. This is what I like to do. When you ask Claressa anything, she has the same talking points. The only thing differently that she said in her last interview that I haven't really saw anyone else ask her was when Ricky Smiley's crew asked her if she wasn't boxing, what she would be doing. And she said, nothing. I'd probably be a mother. And then they asked her, what was your first job? And she was like, boxing. All right. So nothing wrong with that either. Nothing wrong with that. But look at like a Layla, for example. Look at Layla Ali. Layla Ali went from boxing to cooking, Dancing with the Stars, acting, so many different realms, hosting, wife, and then wife. Well, I can't even say then, but while simultaneously being wife and mother. You know what I'm saying? Daughter. While simultaneously being that to her family, being there for her family, she was still fulfilling her life's calling. With cooking, with being a celebrity chef, going on Dancing with the Stars, doing things that fulfilled her life calling. Right? It's like there's no interest there. It's just this, getting with papoose, getting pregnant, boxing until you're 50, and then getting on baddies. Like that's it. That's very low level. I don't know.
Being lame and being corny, trying to get my attention. And I just remember when I was younger and God was like, focus on what's important. Focus on the fight. Focus on your performance. Focus on your sleep. Focus on everything till the fight is over. You can address these losers after.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But before the fight, everything and everybody gets ignored.
Right.
Because this is all about you. And if you lose, you can't blame nobody else. Right. But God has already let me know, I have designed it for you to win. Like my last fight against K. Scott, right? I have fought against girls who are way better than K. Scott.
Right.
But it wasn't in front of, well, in the UK it was in front of 20,000, but that was 20,000 of Savannah Marshall fans.
Right.
Kind of.
Right.
Yeah. So being able to be a ticket seller in America, and now I'm fighting against K. Scott, it was like God will give you opportunities, and it's all about, are you going to take advantage of these opportunities? And it was like, listen, K. Scott was tough.
Yep.
She was rugged. She was experienced. But God was like, you have worked so hard on getting knockouts, and you have failed time and time again. But now you're sharpened. Now God was like, yeah, K. Scott.
You're loaded.
2-time world champion.
Right.
She's 7. I mean, she's 5-1. 5-1-1. She's world champion. She called you out. And I could have went there and fought how I usually fight and have quick hands and just piece her up and beat her up.
10 rounds.
10 rounds. But it was like, no, this fight here, you got to make a statement.
Right.
And had I got off focus, I wouldn't have been able to make that statement.
Right.
So I stayed focused. I locked in. And, I mean, I'm still trending from a knockout that happened last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I'm
that
So I'm gonna tell you like this. It was a TKO, technical knockout, right? She hit the rope the first time, but what they actually considered the knockout was when they threw the towels in. She wasn't stumbling, she wasn't falling, and slow-mo at that video, a lot of those punches didn't hit. But then to couple that off with to go a little bit further, right? You seen her the next day, because right now she's in California, she's enjoying her life. She was on vacation or holiday, as she said, which I reacted to. But there's no bruises, no black eyes, no lumps, no bumps. I just reacted to Tam Tebow, you know what I'm saying, after her fight. And she had a busted lip, a black eye, and she won the fight. You know it was a slugfest. I reacted to Lauren Price when she won her fight. Slugfest, blood everywhere. And Claressa hops in the ring to do a face-off with her. I was like, Claressa, this is not the girl you should be fighting. I mean, she won her fight, but God, it was brutal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with brutal. I'm just saying they're slugging it out. For you to keep saying that this is a knockout, right? This is a knockout. Old girl didn't go to no hospital. She ain't do nothing. She went on vacation the next day. Flew out to Hollywood, and she's currently filming and, you know, creating content, if you will, with not a scratch on her face. So knockout. I've seen people leave the ring with busted eyes, lips, swollen, shut, etc. And it's not giving me that. But I'm not hating on her knockout, you know. It's a scripted knockout because you got to get more knockouts if we're going to say you're the GOAT. And that's going to sequester the talks of saying that you don't have as many knockouts. You still don't. Newsflash, buddy. Layla has 24 knockouts, okay? Let's continue.
TMZ Studios, like I'm Kanye. You know what I'm saying?
Anything else you want to say before I let you go? Anything I didn't ask about?
Wait, let me go back. Let me go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I'm in TMZ Studios like I'm Kanye.
Anything else you want to say before I let you go? Anything I didn't ask?
Listen, did you see how he was like, that was a little cringe moment there. She thought he was going to be like, yeah. Or I don't know what she thought he was going to be like. But he got a little cringe. He was like, all right. So anything else you want to say before I let you go?
Ask about, talk to the people. Yes.
You didn't ask me who inspires me.
Who inspires you?
Beyonce.
Okay.
That right there had my spidey senses tingling. Not the Beyonce question/answer. She said, yes, you didn't ask me who inspired me. So that lends me to go back to the beginning of my reaction to this this interview, is that I feel like the questions were given out to him, you know, beforehand. They were vetted, pre-prepped questions that they gave to him and said, you can ask her questions off of this list. I'm telling you guys, that's the vibe I'm feeling. And she was so ready to act, you know, to answer her questions. She did good. But they're the same talking points, right? There's nothing there that surprises us, right? It's actually, the only thing that surprised me is I'm surprised that she didn't jump off the deep end with Pap. But she did mention him. She keeps him on the forefront, and you know, and it was not as cringy with the sex and all that stuff. So thank God, thank God. But he's ready to wrap it up. He's over it. He's like, A-list celebrity. Okay, that's my cue. Anything else you want to say before we go? And she goes, yes, you didn't ask me about who inspired me. So let's go back at that. That lets me know everything I need to know. Them questions was emailed over 24 hours to 48 hours prior to this filming.
You know what I'm saying?
Allegedly.
Anything else you want to say before I let you go? Anything I didn't ask about? Talk to the people. Yes.
You didn't ask me who inspires me.
Who inspires you?
Beyonce.
Okay.
Tell Beyonce before I retire. Where the camera?
Talk to Beyonce. There you go.
Beyonce, listen, baby girl. Before I retire, which is in 8 more years, I'll retire when I'm 38. So it's actually 7 years. Sorry. I need you to walk me out. You pick the song. And you can only perform 30 seconds, 1 minute, whatever you decide. But before I retire, I need Beyonce to walk out the greatest woman of all time. And that's my only request. I won't ask you for nothing else. I won't even ask you for a picture if that's not what you want. But come walk look, I'm not saying right now. I know I'm A-list, you A-list, but I ain't talking about right now. I'm talking about, give me about good.
She said, I know I'm A-list and you're A-list, but I need you to walk me out. Beyonce don't ever walk out of her house. Okay, let me continue.
3, 4, 5, even my last fight, walking me out, and my dreams in boxing would be, they will all come true.
Everything is done at that point.
I don't ever have to walk out again.
Trust
all right,
me.
Beyonce, there you go. Thank you, Claressa.
In the arena.
That's Papoose trying to get close to Jay-Z, my opinion, guys. But speaking of Papoose, this popped up on my timeline. So Clarissa's a busy girl. So this is actually, remember she did a video with Young Lyric, which is Shakur Stevenson's wife, right? And I reacted to that. This is the same outfit, same video, the same day, right? But there's another verse for another song on her album. So she's knocking them out. And this is also to let you know, guys, look how active she is with her music versus Papoose. Papoose sits in the car. He said, he plays his old songs. He kicks his freestyles, but she's knocking him out the water. Now, I'm not saying that Clarissa's good. I'm not saying that I like Clarissa's music, because I don't. Let's be clear there. However, and as a musician, I wouldn't really be trying to support this. It's just I'm in the reaction content space, so I'm reacting. So here we are. But I'm going to give it just a comparison and contrast to her and her man, Papoose. I will say they're talking about her music, and I'm not saying they talk about it good or bad or indifferent, but you're seeing it. I haven't seen them post up the Bars on Wheels like that, is what I'm saying. Or maybe she hasn't paid for the Bars on Wheels to those outlets like that. But I feel like inside the house, where all the calls come from, inside the house, it's a little bit of competition with this rap shit, if you will, between MC Ressa and Pawn Poose, if you will.
Besides Cardi, your girlfriend,
But this one, let's go back a bit. Papoose wrote this. I don't care what anybody say. We finally found the person that Papoose has written for. Introducing Claressa Shields, aka Rissa the Billy Goat, and I mean Clorenzo. I think Clorenzo should have been her rap name. Claressa, aka Clorenzo Steele. That should have been her rap name. Trying to hook you up. Clorenzo Steele, like Claressa Shields. Your alter ego should have been Clorenzo Steele. I'm hooking you up, girl. So anyway, introducing Clorenzo Steele, rapper, with a verse written by Papoose.
You completed everything is done at that point.
I don't even have to walk out again.
All right, Beyonce. There you go. Thank you,
Introducing
arenas
Clorenzo
besides
Steele.
Cardi. Your girlfriend, but she got a lot of bodies. I'm on my bullshit. Michael Jordan and Scotty. If hoes want the smoke, call me Bar Marley.
Listen, I can spot Papoose's cadence anywhere. Anytime I force feed you guys Papoose lyrics on purpose, and we always examine and we hope and pray for a change in cadence, and we don't find none, ever. Now, I did find the change in cadence in Claressa's. She slowed it down on this one, and she's using his punchline delivery, where he'll set it up over here and drop it over here. Set it up over here and drop it over here. Now, if you don't understand what I mean, just to give you a quick breakdown in delivery, it's like 1 to the 2 to the 3, it's a 4. 5 to the 6 to a 7, give him more. I'm just saying, I'm giving you some basic Papoose type of delivery. So as you listen to that, let's listen to her. And I'm going to show you the cadence. I'm going to show it to you. And that's Papoose. Papoose wrote this. I don't care what nobody say.
Besides Cardi, your girlfriend, but she got a lot of bodies. I'm on my bullshit. Michael Jordan and Scotty. If hoes want the smoke, call me Bar Marley. Only young bitch
Papoose.
packing arenas besides Cardi. Your
Good job,
girlfriend,
Papoose.
but she got a lot of
Good job, I
bodies.
guess.
On my bullshit. Michael
Appreciate
Jordan
the
and Scotty. If hoes want the smoke, call me Bar Marley. Claressa Shields show.
Now she's smoking,
Welcome to
guys.
the party. I'm like Turkey Ala Sheik, getting money like the Saudis. Hands in the air, bitch. It's a robbery. You know my nigga
Robbery.
ride like Clyde and I'm
Hands in
Bonnie.
the air, bitch. It's a robbery.
Claressa Shields show. Welcome to the party. I'm like Turkey Ala Sheik, getting money like the Saudis. Hands in the air, bitch. It's a robbery.
Robbery.
You know my nigga ride like Clyde and I'm Bonnie. If
You
Claressa
know they
Shields
right.
show.
We ain't gonna do. I ain't gonna torture you guys. I ain't torture you guys. But I wanted you to listen to that cadence. That's definitely Papoose on the pen, Claressa on the mic. So yeah, they're finally coming together on their craft. That might be the way for Papoose to go, because he might help her sound. I don't know. It don't sound good. It don't sound. I'll be trying, guys. I'll be trying. Let me hit y'all with the laughter there. But Spidey says it's tingling. I didn't go through a lot, but I probably, pulled a lot more out of it than what we even heard, honestly. So just to give a little recap, I think it was a pre-prepped interview. Questions were given in advance. You can ask any of these questions on this list. He forgot the main important question, which is what blew the cover. You forgot to ask me who is my inspiration. I was ready to answer that because she wants to get it out there. She needs a Cardi B or a Beyonce stat to walk her out to her fight, right? And so that's that thing there. What else did she talk about? The energy or the destiny swapping, or not even really destiny swap, because she really didn't take anyone out the place, but it's like it is kind of a like destiny swapping or coveting. Like it's one thing to be inspiring and say, hey, I would like to take a picture like that where all of the great female boxers and this is us and we representing like the men do and we have our legendary picture. No, she wants to be inserted in their picture. You could tell it was pre-planned, just like everything she does, because it's calculated. She's like, wear the same outfit, like, wear a particular outfit, come dressed and pressed, because we're recreating this picture tomorrow. So it's like I'm feeling this, like, you're trying to get into every circle when you're the square. I said this on my last episode, I believe, but that's the vibe I've been feeling lately with Claressa. It's like every time I see her, and it's like she's, like we watched Love and Hip Hop for years. It's awkward seeing her with Papoose, even though now we're kind of used to the shit show, but it was awkward at first, right? Even with like, Mo and them, Young Jock and them, it was weird because we're used to seeing you in one setting and now you're over here with them. Then Baddies, Zeus, we're used to seeing a setting for Baddies and Zeus, now you're over there. It's like you really don't fit into any of these places, but these are places that in your mind you said, I'm going to get there and that's going to make me cooler. I don't know, but it's just like trying to get into the circle when you're the square. But I'm gonna leave that right there, guys, and you all join me in the comments and you tell me what you think. Hit me on the markers. Anything stuck out to you, don't meet me there, beat me there. And right now I'm gonna hit you with the motto, and I'm gonna leave you with the brand. If you like anything I do, tell a friend. If you don't like anything I do, tell a friend. And from my lips to your ears, I love you, right? But I need you to love me. So go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications. Guys, hype me up, hype me up. And if you want out of hypes, it's okay. Consider joining that membership. I'm running a special right now in the membership, guys. So consider joining the membership, okay? And then consider staying after you join the membership. And then if you run out of hypes, it's okay. You can still share it. Tell a friend, and tell a friend. Also, the Cash App is She Could Talk to Podcast in case you consider or you feel like, making any donations to keep the channel growing. All donations keep the channel growing, and I do appreciate all your support. Thank you to everyone that donates, because you don't even know you're doing the Lord's work. You're keeping the channel going. So until next time, guys, it's your girl Gangali, and this is She Could Talk to Podcast, and I'm out. Peace. They talk about it. They talk about it.